Hello everyone, welcome to Acquire Knowledge channel. So this is second video of understanding and modeling of the spring in ANSYS series. In this video, the discussion will be focused over what ANSYS Mechanical does in the background while creating the spring connection. So let's just start. Before going further into the video, and one thing that I will request you to keep in mind, like whenever we hit solve button in ANSYS Mechanical, it actually writes out all the features that you have defined in the mechanical GUI as an APDL counterpart commands. Now, all finite element models are made up of elements or set up of elements. For example, solid, beam, cell, cable, link elements. The behavior output element matrices calculation of all elements are controlled either by key-opt option, section type, real constant, or combination of all of them. For example, as we are mainly focused over the spring element, so let's take an example of compete 14 element. So here we can see on the right hand side the compete 14 element stiffness values, damping values, preload values are controlled through the real constant. And also using the key-opt option, we can control over the different degree of freedom, and other behaviors we can also control. So for more information, you can go through the help manual. But just to give you an idea, like whenever we are defining any element, there is some associated real constant, key-opt option, or section properties if you are working with beam or cell type of elements. Now, if we talk on GUI versus APDL, so on left hand side you can see that this is a combined spring element. So first thing is that this combined element is actually defined between two nodes. So we can call it as I and J, and also it is commonly called as two node element, and it has some associated real constant and the key-opt values. Now on right hand side, these are the settings that you will find whenever you are defining any longitudinal string. So first thing is that the type or the key-opt option is actually controlled through the top two settings. So these are type that is set to longitudinal. In case if we want to model a torsional string, there is still a beta option that we can use to define a torsional string. The string behavior can also be controlled, like both tension only, compression only type of string can be defined from the GUI. Then we will see some values that are actually required. So these values are mainly transferred to the APDL through real constants. So here you can see this. If we compare it to the left hand side, this real constant, first one is your stiffness value, that is K. Then comes the damping coefficient, and after that, if required, we can also define the preload to the spring connection. Next comes how we can actually correlate with the I and J node. So if we look, the reference is actually your I node, and the mobile is the J node for the spring element. Now in mechanical GUI, we can define different type of, like we can use different type of scopings, like geometrical scoping applied by using remote attachment or by direct attachment. So that is the one question that might come into your mind at this point of time, like if I am saying that it is only a two node element, how we are actually able to define this string between two geometrical entities like surface. So that I will cover next, like while going through the demo model. Next, suppose we want to check what are the associated commands that are actually getting used whenever we are defining any type of string in the GUI. So for that, there are different options. First is that after solving the model, we can use the worksheet view. Next is that using the APDL. So what we can do is that at the workbench project schematic level, we can transfer the model to a mechanical APDL model, and inside the mechanical APDL model, we can check the associated key-opt option, real constants, and other things that has been defined for the spring element. The third is that even before solving in the mechanical GUI, we can write the ds.dat file, or after the model is solved, we can also go into the ds.dat file and see what is the associated command and how it is actually defining the key-opt option inside the mechanical GUI. So I will go to the demo that I had created just to showcase you all the way, all the methods that you can use, all of these three methods that can be used to actually check the associated commands that is getting used in the background. So first is that, so I had already solved this model. For example, here you can see is that I had defined a spring between the top and bottom faces. Now, as we were discussing in the slide 3, that how we are actually able to connect to any geometrical entity except the vertex. So what actually happens, like if you look at this, whenever we are scoping it to any surface, a spider is getting created internally. So we can assume that there is some target node that mechanical is creating in the background at this location, and that target nodes at both top and bottom faces associated with the top and bottom faces are used to connect these two springs. And after that, some surface constraint will get written out, which will mainly control the behavior. Like you want to make it behave like a rigid or as a deformable. That is something that we can also control. Like for example, if I go here, you can see here the behavior is set to rigid. I can make it to the deformable or beam feature. So I will not go into detail on all these options, but definitely in our coming video, we will discuss about these things in detail. For timing, just keep one thing in mind, like whenever we are scoping to any geometrical entity except vertex, some remote or multi-point constraint equations or surface-based constraint equations are getting written internally. Now, even before solving the model, we will be able to visualize this spider. So for that, what you have to do, you have to go to the display, and there is an option, remote point connection. But this will be something that is possible only in our recent versions. So here you can see we can deactivate and deactivate the visualization of the spiders. Our next thing is that just to check which element actually got created in the background, we can go to the solution, then top even home tab, click on the worksheet, materials and element type information. So here you can see Combine 14 element got created internally and the element type associated with it is 7. And also we can see, like in this model, actually we are using some quadratic element and then we are only defining a spring. So for a spring at top and bottom location, we again go back to the worksheet. We can check some contour 174 and the target 170 is used to apply a surface-based constraint at the top and bottom locations. Next way that we were discussing was regarding the DSDAT file. So before solving, if you want to write the DSDAT file and check the corresponding commands, you can go to the static structure or any analysis system, then environment, and there is an option to write the input file. So you can write the input file or maybe DAT file, and then you can open it in a notepad to check what are the associated commands being used in the background. Next, the another option is that after the model is solved, you can right click on the solution or open solver directory and then open the DSDAT file that is presenting the solver directory. Open the notepad and then you can directly search for the spring. Once I search for a spring, it will show a solver commands. Now, next thing is that how to check these things in APDL. So for that, the first thing that we have to do is that we have to click on analysis setting before solving the model. Go to the analysis data management. Set this save MAPDL file to yes, DB file. After that, go to the workbench. So what I will do is that I will delete this one and right click on solution. Transfer data to new, mechanical APDL. Again, we have to update this one. The results file available, so it will take very less amount of time. And we can open it in mechanical APDL. Only thing is that in mechanical APDL, this string is actually visualized by some line elements, so you will not be able to see the string the way it was the visualization was being done in the mechanical GUI. It will be shown by a simple line element connecting from top and bottom faces. So let's click on resume DB. So here you can see this is the line element that is being connected from two pilot nodes that corresponds to top and bottom whole faces. We can go to the preprocessor, add, edit, delete, combine 14, click on options. Once we click on options, we will be able to see all the corresponding key of the option. If we want to check the real constants, the one easy way will be that to first select only the string element. So I will apply and plot and then hit the command rlist. So when we hit the command rlist, we can see that real constant set ID is 7. So that was actually being used to define the combine real constant number for this combine 14 element. And this value is because we are only defining the k, so you can see the 1000 value is getting it. Okay. So these are the different ways in which you can explore what is actually being done internally. Even you will be able to modify those things that we will touch in our upcoming sessions. How you can easily modify you by knowing the associated real type and the element type IDs of the combine 14 element. So I hope this video will be helpful for you. Please subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends or colleagues to motivate us so that we will keep making good videos for you. Even if you have any feedback regarding the video creation or you are interested in some specific videos for ANSYS capabilities, let us know in the comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day.